Did the Packers show they're not ready for prime time?
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. And listen, obviously, I'm not talking about that bad man, Aaron Rodgers, who was bad in an entirely different way last night. We understand that. But I think we need to pay attention to what transpired. They got their butts kicked, plain and simple. They got beat up. And Max, to use a boxing analogy, I often like people, and just go to YouTube and look up a fight years ago that Max will start smiling the minute I bring it up. When Felix Trinidad went for the middleweight crown against William Joppy.
You love that fight.
I mean, what I'm saying is, Dan, because the reason I bring that up is because Madison Square Garden was packed and the Latinos were everywhere and everything was hyped. But Felix was moving up in weight against a middleweight. And when I tell you he destroyed William Joppy, I mean, it's been many, many years ago. And it would still be difficult for Joppy to walk the streets with anybody who knows who he is.
Joppy was a good fighter. You got to ease up on
He was a damn good fighter. He was a damn good fighter, but he got his butt whipped. I'm talking about walk through him and beat him. He didn't get caught with a punch. He got beat up. That's what happened to the Green Bay Packers last night. Now, Bulaga goes down, okay, and we understand that. And once that guy goes down, that compromises your protection. And you're looking at Alex Light, and then you're talking about that front four for San Francisco that get with Bosa and the crew. They get at you. And what makes their defense so elite is that they don't have to blitz to pressure the quarterback.
Correct.
They don't need to blitz you to get to you. So when I see that Aaron Rodgers only threw for 109 yards, when I see that he didn't complete a pass for more than 10 yards, when I saw the absence of protection, certainly him fumbling on the opening drive, had that things just nosedive from there. We get all of that. And the bottom line is your star running back for San Francisco, Breida, he wasn't available. He didn't play the game, and still, it didn't matter. Jimmy Garoppolo with his intermediate passes and what have you, he was solid. We get all of that. But this defense is where it's at. We could call it whatever it is. You could do that. I'll leave San Francisco to you. What I'm saying is this. Here's where I lose faith in Green Bay. You got punked on national television. And, oh, by the way, do I need to call the cops in Wisconsin somewhere and put an APB out for Jimmy Graham? What the hell has happened to him? I mean, this guy was supposed to be an elite. We understand he's not as elite as he used to be, but he wasn't supposed to be that bad. One catch for 7 yards, especially when you know Devontae Adams is really your only reliable receiver. Talk about Aaron Rodgers needing help. You got cats on the outside that can defend, cats outside the numbers. You've got to have a tight end to rely upon. What did San Francisco do? While Jimmy Graham was a complete no-show, clearly having disappeared, all right, from the spotlight in terms of his skill set, this kid Kittles might be the best tight end in football. It's between him and Travis Kelce. And one would argue it's him. This brother was gone for a couple of games. He's back. He was
Although some
special.
of those play designs, he was wide open.
I agree with that, but he's special. He's just a special, special talent. So I look at it from that perspective, and it's just my thinking. In the game of football, when you get pumped, when you get beat up, that's a problem for me. When we're talking about you being elite, we look at New Orleans. We can see them lose a game. We can see games that could be a little bit tougher. But you know they're a physical team, and what you're not going to do is steamroll over them without them having an answer. Green Bay got rolled, and that is where I lost faith in them.
Do you remember? I'll give you another.
I think they're soft.
I'll give you another analogy.
I think they're soft.
Remember before in Rocky 3, before Apollo and Rocky had the little sparring session at the end that no one got to see? Remember, in that movie ended, they fought to see. Remember what Apollo told Rocky? He said, I've taught you everything you know, but I haven't taught you everything I know. That's like kind of what Shanahan told LaFleur yesterday. Right, it's like I
actually like that reference.
Yeah, I mean, come on. He's a protege of Shanahan's, and what you saw was the difference.
With Papa Shanahan in the booth up there, that does hurt.
Right.
See what I'm saying? I mean, it ain't just Kyle. It's Papa Shanahan. I'm just saying.
But the point is, Shanahan is a seasoned, at this point, head coach who was a great offensive coordinator. Now he has a great team, and LaFleur is still finding his way. That and the way it manifested itself yesterday, you brought it up. It was just line play. Both sides of the ball, the Niners were nasty. You know, and Bulaga, I always say Beluga, I always mispronounce his name, Bulaga. Yeah. But he can't stay on the field. You know, that's been the issue with him. They probably don't keep him after this year. But he's good when he's on the field. And those tackles for Green Bay are very good when they're on the field. But the line was completely dominated by a ferocious San Francisco line. You mentioned it. They don't have to blitz to get pressure. And vice versa. On the other side of the ball, the San Francisco line did a great job. I know Garoppolo was sacked, but he wasn't pressured. Like, he had time to do what he had to do. Games like this are going to happen. Now, based on what I saw, Do I think Green Bay is ready for prime time if these teams rematch? No. The styles make fights, and this is a bad matchup for Green Bay. But if someone can play traffic cop with San Francisco, do I think Green Bay can make it to the Super Bowl? You look at the NFC, you don't see, I love the Saints top to bottom, but could I see Green Bay beating New Orleans in a playoff game? Yeah, I could. I could see them
in New Orleans?
Yeah, even in New Orleans, yeah, I could see it. I could see Green Bay beating on any given Sunday type thing. You know, you get a bye and then you win a home game and then you're in the NFC Championship game. I could see it, but someone must play traffic cop with San Francisco. That is a bad matchup.
I feel like the question today isn't, are the Packers ready for primetime? It's, are the Niners ready for the Super Bowl? Is Jimmy Garoppolo the real deal?
Yes. Yes and yes. That's why the question is about the 49ers. It's not about Green Bay. Green Bay's got good wins this year. Minnesota, Philly, Dallas, Oakland, Kansas City, Carolina. They've got good wins. But being ready for primetime and being ready for San Francisco is a different animal right now. San Francisco's averaging a win by 3 scores. They've got 10 wins. They average them by 3 scores. They've outgained their opponents by 1,500 yards. A month ago, I was asked the same question about Jimmy G, and I said no. And then I watched the game last week when he doesn't play well, but he got the ball at the end of the football game. And it doesn't matter what happened before that anymore. You have to figure out a way in that moment to win the game. And he did last week. And he's playing really good. That's the best top 2 run game in the NFL. If you aren't good on first down against San Francisco, you're dead. The game is over. And that's what happened with Green Bay yesterday. If you're not really good on first down, 1st and 5, you better get 5 yards. If you're in 2nd and 7, punt. You're not getting the ball back. So, yeah, San Francisco's real. They can run the football. They can throw the football.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.